Welcome back, it's 9, and today we have a lot to discuss. We've got God of War Ragnarok with an update there. We're talking about Final Fantasy XVI and also some Final Fantasy Tactics. And lastly, we'll be talking about Street Fighter VI. Now let's kick it off with God of War Ragnarok and its update. Now on Reddit, a user said, not a leak or rumor, but anyone thinks that God of War Ragnarok might be delayed to 2023. And Jason Schreier replies, nope. Now obviously you guys know who Jason Schreier is. Man has leaked many things, so he could have some knowledge on this. And I felt personally, and we talked about this on Twitter. If you have not followed me on Twitter, I have the link in the description. We have a lot of discussions over there. I post things there way before I do on YouTube, so you can talk with me on there as well and follow me to keep updated on everything happening. But anyway, I said that it seemed kind of obvious, like Sony Santa Monica is not going to delay a game from 2021 to 2023, and it seemed pretty far along as well. So I would have been totally thrown off if 2023 was the release year for it. So yes, apparently Jason Schreier says yes, 2022 is still expected for God of War Ragnarok, and I felt personally it was obvious, but there you go, you have your confirmation, because I know there were some people thinking that this game has likely been delayed to 2023, which I thought was wild. It just seemed really out of place. But yeah, so if you had any doubts, if you had any concerns, it seems from a reliable source that God of War Ragnarok is indeed going to drop in 2022. Now, next up, I want to talk to you guys about Final Fantasy XVI and Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, and this is all coming from Jason Schreier once again. So on Reset Era, a user says, if Schreier can confirm a FF16 release this year, I would be happy. Jason responded, not getting my hopes up for that one. He also says the thing to consider about Final Fantasy XVI is that it's being run by the same people who run Final Fantasy XIV, which took priority last year and was delayed multiple times. Jason also confirmed that Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster is real. Now check this out. Number one, that NVIDIA leak is just getting crazy. Like, there's so much coming off that list that's real. I'm starting to wonder, were there some really wild games on that list that we thought there's no way, and in fact, it is going to happen? We'll have to revisit that later on. But when it comes to Final Fantasy XVI, it seems like a complete, really a guess. I want to say he's predicting or giving his opinion on it. I don't think that he has solid information on the release date for that, but he's kind of using reasoning, right? So like Final Fantasy XIV is headed by Yoshi P. Obviously that got a delay for Endwalker, so we expect that Final Fantasy XVI could get pushed back as well due to that, which naturally is okay because that's just what's going to happen. So I think that, yeah, we're going to get that spring information, which I believe will be in a PlayStation showcase this spring, probably end of March or sometime in April. And I think that we're going to get more information about it, but I agree. I think that if it's not coming out by tail end of this year, which I highly doubt Square would actually put a game like this out in Q4. I don't know that they would. They could, but I don't know that they would. I think they're better off doing Q1 of 2023, and then I don't know what that means for remake, but that makes a lot of sense to me. So I think Jason's making a lot of sense here. I think his deductions, and that's really what it is making a lot of sense. I don't think there's any fact here. I think he's just going based off of reasoning and what he expects, which makes sense. It honestly does. But yeah, so the Final Fantasy XVI update is kind of one of these things where it's like it's coming from a source, but at the same time, the source seems to be giving his opinion, not saying, hey, it's a fact. In terms of Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, he's just straight out saying it's real. He says that is real. I just don't know when it's going to be shown. So that's something you can really look forward to for those of you who are really looking forward to Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you guys about Street Fighter VI. If you remember, we were talking about the Capcom website teasing something. I said I believed it to be Street Fighter VI due to the fact it's the 35th anniversary, also landed on the tournament thing. It just made sense to be that. So Jeff Grubb comes out and says a new Capcom teaser site is for Street Fighter VI, and it makes sense. As I said, 35th anniversary. It's going to make a lot of sense for them to do that, and Street Fighter 6 is due. Like, we've been having Street Fighter 5 for a long time now. We even got 3 editions of that, so I think it's awesome that it's time for Street Fighter 6. The real question remains, did Sony help create this game? Like, did they have any funding involved? We know Street Fighter 5 was very much Sony teaming up with Capcom, but Capcom was not in a good state at that time. Now they really are thriving, so did they really need Sony to create this game? That question remains, which also means, is there going to be some sort of exclusivity to the PlayStation? And I think that we could see some PS5 and PC exclusivity. I think that's a very big possibility. I think we could see that happen, But I do feel for the people over on Xbox, maybe even Nintendo, who do love Street Fighter and they're going to want to play Street Fighter. And I wonder if that's going to impact Capcom's decision, or could this even be a timed exclusive for the PS5? The other thing to consider is that EVO is owned by Sony, or they're part owners, I believe. And so it makes sense that they're going to want to invest in a massive title like Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter is EVO in a lot of ways. So I feel like they're going to want to invest in Street Fighter on that level and have it exclusive to their platform to a degree. Obviously, PC would be involved, as it seems to be nowadays with most exclusive deals. So it's a big question and it's up in the air, and we don't really have any answers yet, but we're going to know very soon. And I'm curious to see what happens. But I'm like 99.99% sure that this is going to be Street Fighter 6, and I can't wait to see it because I am a huge Street Fighter fan. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this God of War Ragnarok release date? Do you expect it in 2022, or do you still think it could be in 2023? Let me know why. Either way, how do you feel about Final Fantasy 16's update? Do you expect this game to drop in 2022? Do you think it's going to happen in 2023? Are you excited for Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, since he's saying it is real? I mean, I imagine that he has some confirmed sources there. And lastly, do you want Street Fighter 6? Are you excited for it? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.